Welcome to this sacred journey, guided by divine light, filling our hearts with love. I implore you, my child, pay attention to this message. You are at a turning point in your life, and the decision you make now will influence everything that happens in the future. This is not just another moment. You have two options. You can turn away and watch as the lady I'm about to unveil ruins everything you value, or you can listen, open your heart, and follow my advice. The repercussions are real, they are imminent, and they are not far off. I sense the whirlpool of inquiries roiling within you, and I know you are feeling uneasy. I hear every thought you have, including, Lord, who is this woman? Why is this message so urgent? What happens if I ignore it? How could my life fall apart? What is she planning? I can see why you are hesitant. You long for answers, unmistakable, unambiguous solutions that will illuminate this darkness. I promise you, every burdensome question in your heart will be answered before we even reach the middle of this message. Now, my dear friend, if this message has stirred your spirit and you feel the power of these words, I invite you to support this ministry with a donation. With the YouTube Super Thanks button, consider giving $20, $50, or more so that we may continue to spread this life-changing word. As it is written in Philippians 4:19, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus." Let your generosity be a testament to the faith that fuels your heart, and let it open the door to even greater blessings in your life. I need you to choose first, though. Are you going to lean in? Will you inhale deeply, cling firmly to your beliefs, and join me? The light is ahead. The truth is waiting. Let's get started. You must comprehend her motivations before I divulge everything, before I peel back the curtain and disclose this woman's true identity. This is the starting point. Are you really prepared to accept the truth about what she intends to do? It will not be easy to hear the truth, so prepare yourself. My beloved, if these words have stirred your spirit and ignited a fire within, I invite you to support this ministry through the YouTube Super Thanks button with a donation of $20, $50, or even more. As it is written in Malachi 3:10, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it." Your generosity not only strengthens our community, but opens the door to abundant blessings in your life. She's going to haul you into court next week. Yes, my kid, as soon as next week. The jolt is reverberating through you. I see your heart getting tighter with astonishment. Pay close attention, though, because I haven't yet revealed whose court she is taking you into, and before I do, you need to know something even more concerning. She has leveled 3 strong charges against you. 3, not 1, not 2. Every claim is a weapon meant to bring you down, and each one is crafted to hit where it hurts the most. She understands exactly what she is doing. She has meticulously planned this. My child, would you like to know what they are? Are you prepared to discover all of her schemes? Your eyes are burning with questions, and I can see it. I sense that your soul is growing more urgent. But before doubt sets in and fear takes hold, keep in mind that ignoring this message, even for a few moments, would be granting her the victory she so desperately wants. It entails allowing her to ruin everything you've worked so hard to achieve and everything you value. You don't want that. I know that. You are stronger than that. I know that. I assure you that if you give me only 8 minutes of your time, you will comprehend everything. You will be able to see through the 3 lies she has constructed and recognize which court she is dragging you into. I'm here to show you the truth because you deserve it. Are you prepared? Let's get started. Pay close attention because what I'm about to say is serious and essential. There is not much time left, and you will be profoundly shaken by what I'm about to divulge. Proverbs 18:17 states, The first to plead his case seems right until his neighbor comes and examines him. A truth is emerging that requires your undivided attention. I have something really important to share with you today. It is not merely a straightforward issue. It will shortly be decided in the highest court of all, which is my holy throne. This is not your typical trial. There is nothing like this in the world. This is a celestial reckoning where justice cannot be evaded and truth cannot be perverted, and your future is at stake during this trial. A woman who is near to your heart and whom you know well is getting ready to stand in front of me. Yes, my child, she will present her charges against you to me the next week. She is now prepared to make her appeal before me after assembling her arguments and words. Listen up, though. This is not a straightforward issue. Every concealed thinking and every covert deed will be exposed during this heavenly reckoning. We won't leave anything in the dark. There will be justice. Who will it be served to, though? Which will it be, to her or to you? What is revealed and whose remarks contain the truth will determine that. My child, are you prepared to face this? Are you ready to hear her 3 startling accusations against you? These are strong, piercing allegations that are intended to destroy you. They are not little charges. However, don't worry, my kid. I won't abandon you. I'll tell you everything when the time for the truth comes. I sense the strain in your soul. I see that you have a lot of inquiries. Keep with me, my kid. I know you're thinking, what are these claims? How could she do this to me? Why is this happening? Don't look away. Everything will become clear. You will fully comprehend this message at the conclusion. Are you prepared to accept reality? Then let's get started. Brace yourself, my kid. The first of her 3 accusations against you needs to be exposed. Her allegation is stinging, and her words are hefty. Her voice quivers with pain and rage as she stands in front of me, pointing a finger at you. You are accused of betraying her. The precious trust between you has been shattered by a treachery that is both profound and agonizing. According to her, you have violated a covenant which was supposed to be an unbreakable vow. This tie wasn't just any bond, though. It was one that was based on trust, cemented with love, and anchored on faith. However, she claims that you broke it. She claims that you disappointed her in ways she never thought were possible. My child, do you feel the weight of this accusation? Her remarks are intended to pierce your heart deeply. But amid the darkness, the truth, my truth, will be revealed. Do you feel something when she says that? Do they remind you of times you tried to forget when you didn't live up to your promises? My kid, examine your heart and let the truth to come to light. Recall Psalm 41:9, which states that even a close friend of mine, whom I trusted and who shared my bread, has betrayed me. Betrayal is a deep wound that pierces the heart like a blade, unforgiving and cutting. The pain persists and is not temporary. Long after the moment has passed, it continues to reverberate in the mind. It leaves scars that are difficult to get rid of. Do you see it now? Do you feel as though this charge is weighing heavily on you? You abandoned me, she says. When I needed you the most, you turned away. She feels that you violated a sacred bond, a trust that she believed to be unbreakable, and now she wants justice. She stands before my throne, her eyes full of pain, her voice shaking as she talks. She wants the burden of her sorrow to fall on you. She wants you to experience the anguish she bears. But this is just the beginning, my kid. Although the first charge has been made, there is still a long way to go. She is about to make a second, more serious claim. If you are not ready, the weight it carries could break your spirit. Are you prepared to listen to it? My child, can you handle the truth about what she's about to say next? Keep your heart steady. Her second accusation against you is serious and piercing. She stands before my throne, her eyes wet, her speech filled with grief. With shaking hands and angry words, she points at you and accuses you of neglect. She claims that when the storm was raging around her and the darkness was closing in, You abandoned her just when she needed you most. You weren't there when she reached for you. You abandoned her when she needed you most, leaving her to fight alone. It's not only about what you did, it's also about what you didn't do. The lack of support and affection, the stillness, the emptiness. She describes times when she called out for assistance but got no response. She describes times when her body was exhausted, her heart was heavy, and her spirit was weak. She claims that although she trusted and believed in you, no one reached out to help her get back up after she collapsed. She believes you were missing, maybe not physically, but in spirit and heart. Have you forgotten James 1:27's call? This is your responsibility, my child, to stand with the weak, to care for the hurting, to see those who suffer and take action. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, to care for the vulnerable, to reach out to those who suffer in silence. Neglect is the absence of action as well as an action. It is a decision to turn away, to disregard another person's suffering, to remain mute while someone cries out for assistance. She thinks you made that decision, that you heard her quiet pleas and ignored them, that you witnessed her agony and did nothing. She feels that you emotionally abandoned her and left her to battle her problems on her own. This accusation has a lot of weight. But my child, we're not done yet. This last allegation is the most weighty of all. There is still one more claim to hear and one more fact to confront. The last claim is here, my child. Breathe and find your strength in me. Of all, it is the most destructive. She is standing in front of my throne, her hands shaking as she raises them to heaven, her eyes flaming with grief, her voice trembling with pain and wrath, and then she says, "Deceit." The word has weight and presses down like a huge stone, slicing through the air like a blade. You haven't been who you seem to be, she says. You wear a mask, she says, a well-made one that conceals the reality. She trusted the person you showed her and believed in you. But now she accuses you of creating a false impression and saying things that were premeditated and devoid of kindness. As she expresses her pain, her voice raises. She claims that the version of you she believed in was only a well-constructed facade and that you made her believe in something that was never true. She refers to it as dishonesty, a betrayal of truth itself as well as her emotions. Are you affected by what she said? Do they evoke long-forgotten memories, times when you adapted your speech to the situation rather than the reality? Have you ever concealed something in your heart beneath the appropriate words or deeds? Or is the story incomplete? Maybe you didn't intend to lie. Maybe you were attempting to be the person she needed, even if you weren't sure who you really were, and you fought with your own worries and uncertainties. Now, however, she is in front of me and demands an explanation. This assertion has a lot of weight since it goes right to the heart of who you are. It compels you, my child, to look within, behind the facade and the image, to the reality that lies within your heart. Pay close attention because they are serious allegations that penetrate your heart and burden your soul. These are not mere accusations. Do you sense the gravity of what she said? Do they make you feel something? Do they remind you of things you might have preferred to forget? Matthew 7:15 warns against dishonesty by saying, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." Although it appears to be good, it is actually full of poison that taints the heart. It darkens whatever it comes into contact with, spreading like a shadow. Now, dear kid, I ask you, is her assertion true? Have you disguised yourself as someone you're not by donning a mask? Have you deliberately chosen your words and deeds to conceal the truth? Have you spoken one thing yet felt something other in your heart? Or is this charge just a misinterpretation, an unjust verdict based on her personal pain? Examine yourself thoroughly. Seek the truth. This is about the truth in your heart, not just how she perceives things. Have you been sincere with her, Or have you let dishonesty develop within you? Even if it wasn't your intention, have you been hiding behind a mask? Nothing is hidden in the court of heaven, unlike any court on earth. Everything is visible to me, including your innermost feelings, goals, and thoughts. I can see everything. This is the most difficult accusation to deal with, and I am fully aware of it. Deceit. Deceit is an attack on your soul, not simply on other people. It destroys everything it comes into contact with and eats away at your spirit like a poison. She stands before me demanding justice, justice, and her words are laden with the anguish of betrayal. She desires the revelation of the truth. Now is the moment of reckoning. The trial has started, and now the truth will come out, my kid. Are you prepared to deal with it? Are you able to examine your heart and face what is within? The time for truth is now. Now, there's no going back. Don't waver. Don't back down. My kid, the court of heaven is waiting for your response. Now is the moment to take action. Don't think twice. Don't turn away. This moment has a lot of weight, and it is too urgent to ignore. The moment of truth will come shortly, and the sands of time are sliding through your fingers. That moment is closer than you may believe, as stated in Ecclesiastes 3:17. God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. You will stand in front of me next week. Nothing will be hidden. All of your heart's secrets, truths, and shadows will be revealed. But before that day arrives, I beg you to pay attention and give this moment your full attention. Examine your life. Examine your heart. If you must, confess your sins. Get ready. If you seek it with an honest and humble heart, mercy will also be extended, but justice will be served, my child. This is your opportunity to take action, to make the difficult but right decision. Are you going to take on this challenge? Will you turn away and let this moment mold you in ways you can't reverse? Or will you confront the reality no matter how painful it is? It is up to you to decide. But listen, my child, the Holy Court doesn't wait for anyone, and time is running out. Be careful, be truthful, and be prepared till next week. You will be freed by the truth, but only if you are willing to confront it. I have created a bigger picture for your life, one that goes well beyond the difficulties you are currently facing. I'm aware of the storm you are in. I see the confusion, the unpredictability, the anxious and fearful evenings. I am aware of how worn out your heart is and how heavy your burdens feel. But hear me out. It won't last forever. Your difficulties cannot prevent you from experiencing the joy that is on the horizon, just as the night cannot stop the sunrise. Even though it seems like there is never enough light, I assure you that it is not far away. I hear the prayers you murmur in the silence. I see the tears you try to hide, and I know how much weight you bear, but I also see how strong you are. You were never alone, and you are not now. Wait, continue walking. There is always a way forward, even if the route is obscured. I'm with you. I'll help you along the way and see you through. The tiniest things, like a stranger's heartwarming smile or a gentle reminder that you are not alone, can sometimes provide hope, my child. As whispers of my love, I send you these signals to encourage you to hold on to your faith even when it feels like everything is crumbling. Keep your trust intact. The things you are wishing for and praying for are already on their way. The good is arriving at the right time and is closer than you may realize. I am the author of your story, so trust my plan. I assure you, kid, that the next chapter will be worth the wait. I will start moving mountains for you as soon as you sincerely decide from the bottom of your heart that you are ready to rise. Everything you need will start to line up perfectly as the universe changes. You must first make a decision, but you must do it with complete trust that you are intended for more, not with hesitation or half-heartedness.